It's been a while. That's because I was on vacation for about a week, and I, well, it was mostly in California, Southern California. That's it. Yeah, sounds like I'm lying right now, doesn't it? But no, I was in Southern California, and it was quite the trip. I did a lot of walking. Well, that's what you really get to do during vacation. Is the thing you really are not really you're incapable of not doing is a lot of walking because there are a lot of sights to see, a lot of things to do. You have to walk constantly to those locations because a lot of other people want to do it, and the parking spaces are usually far from the entrance or your destination, really. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'll get to the point. My there were about two things that really need to be said about this trip. One, my Six Flags day. I spent a day at Six Flags, and it was not the water park portion, but the amusement area with all the huge roller coasters with the fantastic, uh, yeah, they're fantastic roller coasters. And I was disappointed to find, well, I know it's kind of the unspoken rule that if you have glasses, you're supposed to take them off, especially during rides that are this extreme. But I wish that there were some sort of glasses that would not fall off on these kinds of rides because I don't really make a habit of washing my hands frequently, so I don't feel comfortable poking my eyes every morning and every night. And anyway, throughout the entire day, the Superman ride and the Lex Luthor kept shutting down for probably technical problems, really, but the rides were still in operation, but with no one on them. And a few of the times, the rides froze in place. Those two ones, especially the Lex Luthor. I remember one time when I was sitting at at lunch, or maybe it was dinner, and I was watching the Lex Luthor, and people were on the at the top for 6 minutes, and that should not happen. When they finally started going down, I didn't think they would stop until they just bull dived right into the fucking ground. But it was a safe landing, nothing out of the ordinary except that enormously long wait up at the top. Thank God those people were. Thankfully, those people were not looking in the direction of the sun. Otherwise, it probably would have been really brutal for them. Anyway, and I guess that's really just about it for Six Flags. I got a lot of souvenir cups for that day because, well, the whole group got one souvenir cup per person, and they had this kind of deal that the day you get the souvenir cup, you get a wristband, and that wristband proves that you can get free refills from anywhere in the park, and I do mean anywhere. There was one situation, however, where I really wanted ice in my drink, but I had to wait in an enormous line, and I was kind of in a hurry because I wanted to get to the Superman before it closed again. Well, we had this Flash Pass. I know I'm talking about this in the wrong order, but we had this Flash Pass, and it kept knocking the Superman ride off of itself. And it kept saying that the Superman ride kept closing. That's how we could tell that the ride kept closing all throughout the day. So we wanted to get there fast. However, the line prevented me from getting to the Superman ride that time, and we decided that that was it. We were not going on Superman because it was taking too long to get, because it kept shutting down, and we didn't want to get seriously injured if that ride ever malfunctioned. And it eventually did. I think it was today or yesterday. Uh, People were stuck at the top of that Superman ride for hours. I can't imagine the kind of pain they would be in. Because those things really fit tightly around you, especially for a ride like that. And what was it? Anyway, back to the ice. They were out of ice. That I waited in that long line for ice that never came. And I guess that's about it for the Six Flags Day. And on to the day home. Now, the day home was. The trip home was kind of interesting. We started the day off at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we ended the day at home, but there was a lot of shit in the middle. Uh, we went to what was it, the Guinness World Record Museum, and that took like 2 or 3 hours. And it was surprisingly small. I know it, but it covered just about every record that I had heard of and would think that would belong there. But it did have some out of date information. It still claimed that Titanic was the highest grossing movie of all time, but when in fact that is a lie. It it's the highest grossing movie of all time is Avatar, and that record is yet to be broken. Although I don't see how. Avatar was almost exclusively in IMAX and 3D theaters everywhere, because the price of IMAX tickets is nearly double the normal ticket, so you can't really beat that. And yeah, that was it for the World Guinness World Records. But we did not see all the stars because we knew it would take too long to walk all that way and still have time to get home at a decent time. We didn't get home at a decent time anyway, even though we only covered about half the walk. And I didn't get to see George Carlin's star, although I did get Hans Zimmer's, Arnold Schwarzenegger's, what was it? I think it was Tim Allen, uh, a few other people. Everyone had at least one star they wanted to see. I really circled the most because I had a feeling that we wouldn't be able to see all of them, especially the ones that are in my uh, popularity zone or my personal preference. That's it, personal preference zone. I don't really like a lot of those people because I really haven't heard of most of them. Oh yeah, Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, but he's like the. Well, you already know who Charlie Chaplin is. Everyone's at least heard of the Tramp. I think he's the first on-screen comedian. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but yeah, I got his star too. I'm surprised that Tim Curry doesn't have a star on the Walk of Fame. I wonder if he's ever been nominated. 'Cause he's a really good actor. And I guess it might have been too full of actors or something. Although there were a lot of empty stars scattered across the street. And there was one situation where I saw that a star was plastered over for some reason. I don't know whose it was. Might have been a joke, but the plaster was in the shape of the star, so it probably was official. I don't know why they didn't just take out the star instead. And then there was the Jack in the Box that we stopped at for lunch. The meal was going as per usual, but it was, how do I put? There was this crazy lady, this crazy old homeless lady who, right mid conversation between this group of postal workers on a lunch break as well, she went up to them and targeted the female and accused her of being a jealous bitch for some reason. And that's how we could determine that she was crazy. Because you don't just walk up to someone you don't know and call them a jealous bitch. It's not really the smart or not really anything a normal person would do. And she got kicked out for that. And as she was walking away, me and my brother kept watching her, and she kept turning around and looking at the building and yelling at it. I'm assuming she was yelling obscenities, but who could honestly tell at that point? The most of the restaurant had just ignored her, had just stopped caring about her, and went on with their usual crappy lives. And I guess that Jack in the Box has a new enemy, the crazy old homeless lady. Yeah. And aside from that, my trip was pretty uneventful, considering all the shit that is there to be done in California. We ate some good food. Wow, I can't really remember much except for those two things. Well, I'll end this before I reach my limit, so I'll make some new videos and see ya.